Shalimar and a night to remember on Wave 105, Monday night, foodie night with Andy Jackson here on the evening show. And tonight we're being very, very, very ambitious. We've got Ian from Sunnyfields who's here. Good evening.
Evening, Andy.
And we've got Lee Dart from Newhouse Venison and Game based in Hythe. Very good evening to you, Lee.
Evening, Andy.
Thank you very much for coming in tonight, because normally, what would you be doing at this time of a Monday night?
I'd probably be putting my feet up with a bottle of wine in front of the TV, relaxing.
Yeah, it's always the best thing to do, isn't it? If you possibly can. But tonight, not only are you cooking for us this evening, we've got some venison. Can you tell us where the venison has come from tonight, Lee?
This venison's come from the New Forest. It's been legally culled from the New Forest under a deer management plan, and this would have actually been hung and matured for about 14 days prior to actually being butchered.
Because not only do you actually, not only you're actually going to be cooking venison as well, you actually go out with that huge great rifle that you brought in with us, and you actually shoot them as well, don't you?
Yeah, part of my living is actually involved in deer management, as well as actually preparing it for sale to final consumer, really. So we're a game dealer, or what's called a primary producer, in that we cull our own deer legally under licence, and we then sell them on to the consumer.
So is the deer from your estate, or do you go out into the forest?
I look after deer management on about 4,000 acres of private ground within the New Forest National Park, between kind of Downton back towards Our, and we cull probably about 500 deer a year off that ground, which is sustainable in that it will revolve around year on year, and you can actually take the same amount of deer the following year. So we're not actually over culling them. It's just a plan to actually keep the numbers of the deer in check, so they don't get overpopulated and diseased, really.
So just for the purposes of the video, which is going on the website, wave105.com/Andy, which will be there tomorrow morning, can you just show us your rifle?
Yeah,
it's quite a big one. While you're doing that, Ian, we were talking the other day about it's always good to know exactly where your food comes from, and this is literally knowing the exact animal, the exact time and place and everything, isn't it?
It's traceability to the complete limit, and when look at Lee. I'm sorry you can't see this at home at the moment, but go and look on the website. This, as Lee said, this rifle is his tool of the trade.
So it's like, we were saying earlier on, like an electrician will carry his box of spanners or his box of screwdrivers, and that is your tool of the trade. And if you want to see it, it is an impressive bit of machinery as well. I dare say it doesn't come cheap either.
Yeah, no, I would add, for the benefit of the listeners and Hampshire Constabulary Firearms Licensing, that there is no action and no ammunition with this rifle at the moment. So it's about as dangerous as a cricket bat, which is all I said to Andy earlier on. I'm
very pleased to hear that as well, because I think we're sort of pushing the boundaries with cooking going on. Not only have we got 4 hobs on the go tonight, we've got a rifle in the studio, which I don't think has ever happened at Wave 105 before. But Ian, if you just tell us ever so quickly what the order of proceedings is going to be today.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about this evening, because I've got my own double hob, and I'm actually going to cook the most important bit of most meals. Most people think the meat's the important bit. I think it's the vegetables, because I'm a vegetable grower.
Because you're a farmer, yes.
And I'm going to do a celeriac and parsnip mash to accompany Lee's venison fillet. So it'll be absolutely fantastic. So this is a different twist on mashed potatoes. It's celeriac, and we've got a great big raw celeriac in front of us. So celeriac and parsnip made as a mash. Okay, we'll crack on with that in just a second. We'll take a break for a bit of music first of all. Here's the X Factor finalists with the old Michael Jonesy nights here on Wave 105. We've got Ian from Sunnyfields as always, and he's brought with him Lee Dart from Newhouse Venison and Game, who are based in Hythe. And we're just about to do the venison. So Lee, if you can tell us exactly what's going on over there for us.
Yeah, so what I've got is a loin fillet of fallow deer, and this is half a whole loin. I've cut it into fairly small portions, but normally you'd get three sizable portions out of one this size.
What is a fallow deer? Because
fallow deer is the main deer species of the New Forest National Park, really. They're the large spotty ones that have fairly big palmated antlers, look a bit like a very big Bambi in the Bambi film.
Right, so this is proper Bambi that...
Yeah, they're the large spotted deer, yeah.
Okay, so you've done it into chunks. How big are those chunks?
These would be, I mean, generally you'd have 2 of those kind of for one portion, kind of that size, but for the benefits of the listeners and cooking it quickly, I've just cut them into smaller cannon-shaped chunks, really.
So they're sort of like a couple of inches,
yeah.
Sort of like a couple of inches, really.
Yeah.
And you got another one of those. You got one of those frying pans with the ridges in it.
Yeah. So this is a griddle pan, which, for the benefit of cooking steaks, is very, very good, because you get the ridges on them, and it looks like a proper flame grilled kind of steak, really.
And they're just about to go on. Hopefully we get a sizzle. There we go. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And the bubbling in the background, that's the celeriac and
the parsnip.
Parsnip, which is getting ready for the mash. So there we go. How long are those going to take to cook, Lee?
These take about 4 minutes.
4 minutes to go on that side. So while those are cooking, what, 4 minutes aside or 2 minutes either
No,
side?
4 minutes in total really. The venison should be really eaten rare to medium. It's not a meat that adapts well to being cooked well done. It goes fairly rubber if it's well done.
Excellent. Okay, and Ian, what's going on with your veggies over there?
Yeah, what I did with the celeriac and parsnip mash, I put the parsnips in first because they take a lot longer. And what you want to do is cube them down to about the same size. So parsnips, I'm just boiling them. You could steam them, but I'm boiling it, it's easier. So parsnips went in first, celeriac second because they don't take much time to boil. I'm then going to sieve them and separate the water from them, and then just treat them like mashed potatoes. Got a bit of milk, some butter, some black pepper, and then just mash it like you normally would for mashed potato. Lee's venison will then be ready, and then leave them in the sauce as well.
So yours has been on the go for about 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, probably 10 or 15. It's virtually there now. So
Venison's
getting close.
for about another 3 or 4 minutes. We'll take a very short break.